So today you will learn how to write a blog. I'm sure that many of you know what a blog is because there are a lot of blogs on the internet. You may know travel blogs, fashion blogs, music blogs, maybe art blogs, and there are such a wide variety of blogs out there. So now you will learn actually what a blog is. You will read a definition of a blog. Then you will find out the function of a blog, meaning what do we write a blog for. Then the third part will be about the addressee. The addressee is the person or the people we are writing a blog for, meaning your audience. The fourth part will be about the structure of a blog. That means what does a blog even look like? What parts does it consist of? And then the last part and the fifth one will be about the language of a blog. How do we write a blog? Which type of language do we employ, do we apply? Alright, so first of all, what is a blog? So a common definition of a blog is that it is a type of online diary that is basically read by internet users all over the world. And a blog is also a platform where you can say what you think and also comment on other people's perspectives and opinions. So as you know, a blog is posted on the internet, so you also have a wide audience of readers. And it is important that you share surprising information because you want to interest your followers or your readers. So a blog can be about a new fascinating idea, it can be about a travel experience, or even an extraordinary hobby, a special hobby, an unusual hobby, something that may surprise other people. Good. What is the function of a blog? Why do we write a blog and what do we write a blog for? Basically, there are three functions. First one is because you simply want to share your opinion, you want to express your perspective on a specific kind of topic. Secondly, you may also want to just inform your readers, or thirdly, you want to describe an experience that you have had recently. So let's remember, main three functions of blogs is to express an opinion, to inform, and to describe experiences. Good, so who do we write a blog for? Who are the addressees? There are basically three target groups. So a blog can be written for friends. It can be written for peers, which are people our age, which are people of the same age as you. Or it can also be for people who are just interested in the topic that you're writing about. So it's that simple, three target groups. Good, so now comes a very important part. For you, it is important to know two types of blogs. And the first one is a blog entry and then a blog comment. So a blog entry is basically something that starts and opens a discussion about a topic. And a blog comment is simply a reaction to another blog entry or to another person's opinion. So main difference is just blog entry, it opens something new, and a blog comment just reacts to something that already exists. So what about the layout? How does a blog comment and how does a blog entry actually look like? It's very simple. A blog entry consists of a title and the blog comment does not. This is the only main difference between these two, that a blog comment just does not need a title. But the rest is something that they do share which is a username. Here you can just invent your own username. Here, an example given is Monkey101. Then you also have to include the date. And please remember that you have to write the date in the English form. So not in the German form, but in the English one. And then you also add the time. So what about the structure of these two blog types? As I have mentioned before, a blog entry does have a title and the blog comment does not. And both of them have to have a beginning. In the blog entry, this is called an introduction. And in the blog comment, the introduction is basically a reference to the blog entry that you're commenting on. Then the next part is the same in both of them. So both blog entry and blog comment have to consist of a main body. And please remember that a main body contains paragraphs, organized and structured paragraphs. And you have already learned that a paragraph consists of a topic sentence and supporting sentences. And in the end, you have to write a conclusion in which you could, for example, just summarize what you have written about, or just summarize the content of your text. Good. So let me also tell you something about how to write a blog and how to write the title of a blog entry, because this is also very, very important, because the title is the first thing that your readers read. So a title of a blog entry has to grab the attention of your readers and has to arouse interest, meaning that you have to write in an interesting and funny way that your readers are engaged, or that they are willing to continue reading your text. So interesting and funny titles are very essential, very important. Now moving on to the language that is used for blogs. As you have already heard, a blog is something very personal. So for that, obviously, you can write in a very personal style, meaning that you can use personal pronouns such as I. Secondly, the language can be informal. So you can use contractions. Contractions are, for example, I'm, she's, there, I'd, I'll, you'll, and so on. But please do not exaggerate. Yeah, don't write gonna, wanna, watcha, trying, ain't. This is too colloquial. Okay, so contractions are fine, but please no colloquial language such as gonna, wanna, and so on. Please remember this. This is just not appropriate, not suitable. Then a very important characteristic of a blog are the interactive elements. So you may ask now, what is an interactive element? Well, it's very simple. Basically, they are direct references to the readers, meaning that you directly speak, that you directly address the people you are writing for. And these are some examples of how you can do that. For example, the first one is simply a rhetorical question. For example, have you ever wondered or thought about, or don't you think so, or right, isn't it? So it is very good not only to use I in your blog, but also to include you, because you want to speak to your readers directly. So you can use a direct reference by writing you. Fine, so let us now summarize what you have learned so far. Now you know that there exist two types of blogs, namely a blog entry and a blog comment. Then there are also some differences between them in terms of layout and structure. For example, that a blog comment does not need a title, but the blog entry does. Then for both of them, the language can be personal, informal, and interactive. Interactive meaning that you directly speak to your readers by, for example, using the pronoun you. And then a blog has to be original, interesting, can be provocative, and also informative. And yeah, this basically is what you need to know about how to write a blog.